What's going on, guys? Part 7, I think this is. So the last part, we're going through what we're going to do with it engine-wise. In fact, this plate here was broke. I'm still missing a battery box to work, but I said I would order some parts, which I did. I forgot some parts. Hold on. Here we go. Alright, so we deemed the servos to be junk, so we got a couple of decent used ones here. Pop in and see what we got for parts, guys. So we got the servo plate. However, if you look at the servo plate, it's a little bit different. I'm hoping they're the same. Size, mounting brackets, everything else. These parts are meant for the GNS Storm buggy, which this technically is. They call it the unlimited truck, but it's basically a buggy with wheel extenders on it, pretty much. And that's how truggies kind of were developed and came about way back when truggies were first coming around. And GNS wasn't the first people to do this either. Mugen, they did it. And just off camera, up overhead, I have an example of that buggy converted to a truggy as well. So, it wasn't always a truggy kit. And another hardcore racing part. So, I wasn't able to find factory pieces. But I've got these pieces. And this is aluminum, pretty thin. It's a fairly nice piece of chunk of titanium. Same with this front bulkhead brace. This actually goes from here to the front bulkhead. Did I need this? No. But, I mean, hell. Same dude that had this, had that, and I figured it would go well with the truggy. Why not? So we're going to tear this radio box apart. And, maybe. There we go. It's starting to come down. I do plan on having to tear the whole box itself apart. Again, if there's anybody that's got a radio box to a GNS Storm, or even the battery cover, I'm very interested in purchasing it. All that piece is out. Scratch me beard. And in with a new piece. For those of you guys that don't know, hardcore racing was a popular manufacturer of titanium and aluminum upgrades for multiple different RC vehicles, including the GNS Storm here. like that's going to line up, and hey, we got lucky. Not so much lucky. It was more or less I knew that this would probably work. And the reason why I thought that it would is, again, I realized this is probably a buggy that was converted to a truggy. So we'll pull the center post out. There. I don't like the look of those screws. Hardware. This is some of my hardware. Probably going to be useful. I'm going to redo the tie rods. That's where a lot of my tie rods are. Oh, golly gee, where's the rest of it? Excuse me. This might take a minute, guys. I have a lot of hardware. We might be getting better off with this box. That's a little too big. Get closer. That will probably work. See if that'll work. Instead of spending a half, 3/4 of an hour digging through hardware. Like a glove. Gotta love when my plan comes together, guys. Alright. Attach these screws. Bango bongo. We have repaired the radio plate. Well, not really repaired the radio plate, we replaced it. Kind of was out of options. That one was broken. And it just wouldn't have made sense to try to reuse that piece. Alrighty. Let's cut this out for giggles. Been itching to cut it out, but I didn't want to do it. These actually showed up on Tuesday, believe it or not. I ordered them on Friday. So somehow, by the good graces of God, these parts went through from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Dresden, Maine during the Labor Day weekend. I have no idea. I wasn't expecting these things to even potentially be here until tomorrow or Saturday. But they came in on Tuesday, but I had already been scheduled to do other things Tuesday and Wednesday, which is why we're doing the video today on Thursday. Alright. Should be at a point where I can maybe peel it off. Yeah. I don't know why, but it's one of the most satisfying feelings in the world right there. Whenever you pick a part out of a piece like this and you can get that whole piece of plastic off in one shot. So yeah, we're gonna look something like this. Now, like I said, I didn't have to replace this piece, but it's going to look a lot better with the two pieces, I think. Yep. And hey, it's titanium, which is better than aluminum, as we all know. Let's see if we can mount a couple servos. Somebody was honking at the trail park as they went past. See, I don't like that wire. That's mounting ears to the original throttle servo. Oh, hey, give me the screw. The other mounting gear. With super glue, that servo will be fixed, right? So probably not. It'll be saved for rebuilding a spare servo of the same type. Yeah, now we got the two pieces out. You can see thickness differences. There's definitely a thickness difference between this little teeny piece of metal and this piece of metal. It's a lot more robust. Lots of parts we don't want. Well, I shouldn't say don't want. Not in need for right now. Okay, so we're going to drop in our servo. Maybe we can get the wire through the hole. These are servos out of one of my Sens. Got this cool little green sticker on them. Those two. Now then, let's see if we slide this one in the back here. Between the pole and the wire outputs of the servo itself. Put the screw there for a second. Grab our second servo. Hold that piece in there with that one finger and thumb on a servo, and then try to work the screwdriver. that. Drop the screwdriver on the ground. Give me your die, trying to pick it up, honk your head. All that fun stuff that's involved. In that little mounting tab, or a little screw block. Well, I tell you what, whoever came up with these little screw block things for these screws to thread into to hold servos in place, that, my friends, was a thinking man. Yeah, they're a bit fiddly and kind of a pain in the ass, but they're less fiddly than dealing with the old school way of doing it, which used to be little nuts that were kind of a pain in the ass to even get at. Times this setup can be finicky to work with too. There we go. Now we can put a good tight on them. And you're screwing into plastic, so you know it isn't like you're trying to hold together a 54 Buick. Now we get the fun part of snaking the wires through the box. And you know what, guys? I'm going to cheat on this. See how that wrist rolled off to the side, and we can now go plunk. This wire to come off this way. Then go in here. If we're really lucky, I can get a hold of it and go plunk. Then we can roll this back. Repeatedly drop our screw, because, well, you know, crippled like that. Servo wires are out of the way of all the running gubbins, and we're ready to drop a receiver in this thing at some point in time. For that, we got to tear it apart again to replace the on-off switch, because yeah, that one's friggin' had it. And I don't like these two screws in the back, so I'm probably going to find 4 matching screws. There we go. Got that all buttoned up and ready for servo savers and the works. So there we have it. We've repaired or replaced, well, I shouldn't say repaired, we've replaced it with an upgraded part. The factory part was aluminum. This is a piece of titanium. I think the green servos stickers match good. These are decent high torque servos. And you know, this would actually be a period correct modification for this vehicle. So I think that's going to look pretty dang cool. Another thing I want to check. So this has been milled out a lot more, but it's substantially thicker. That is an exact replacement part. So I was correct in my speculations that this was a buggy converted to truggy to bring to market real quick. Truggies kind of came out of nowhere thanks to the Losi Muggy. Come on, that's a dumb problem to have. It's a really dumb problem to be having. So yeah, I'm pretty chuffed. That's going to work out just fine. I was going to get the green one because they had the green top deck, but this one looks so drastically different. I think it's because this gear is a much larger diameter. I'm not sure, but I didn't know if the hardcore racing would fit for our application or not. So I didn't buy it. Because it looks like it was just, you know, a part that went into here. It didn't have allocation for the big old spur gear that these trucks have and run. Alrighty, I think I'll call it quits on the video here. I make them too long. It takes like 4 or 5 hours to upload. I'd like for you guys to have this video today. I know I said Friday, but if we can get it done a day early, we'll get it done a day early. So, yipperoos. I think the next time you see me, I know I said I was going to do dry shafts after motor, but I'll probably be doing the dry shafts next. Because now we're ready to start just reassembling the truck. Obviously I want to do differential maintenance. I haven't pulled that assembly apart and get better cleaning while I'm or more thorough of a clean to the parts. And then Bob will be your uncle and Mary Jane will be your aunt. It'll be, once again, alive. Bad project overall, I don't think, all things considered. I think it's going to be lively and fun, and it's going to do all the fun stuff that we want it to do. Yippers. I'm kind of curious how difficult it's going to be to get these axles apart. See how long this video is, guys. Hold on. I'm not actually looking at the cam. I think it's recording. Hope it's recording. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's recording. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to call the video done at this. Probably next thing you're going to see me do is I've already started replacing this hardware here. That's why the lock nuts are missing. I'm going to do the same thing. These screws were pretty bent. The chassis isn't. And yeah, man, I'm pumped. It's getting closer. We're within a couple days of it being driving around outdoors if I wanted it to be. Not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to start breaking the motor because I plan to resell the truck after we've done bringing it back to life. Okay, guys. I'll talk at you later, and we'll be looking for episode part 8. Keep burning nitro, and like, comment, subscribe, please.